Personal assessment. A personal assessment is a list of questions or a checklist that helps you assess your ability to do a certain task during an emergency. It is important to do a personal assessment because it is important to understand your abilities and strengths when preparing. By knowing what your abilities are and what areas you might need help, it will give you guidelines in preparing your emergency kit and all the other components of being prepared. An example is that let's say you're doing your personal assessment and you realize that you need help with sanitation needs. This will help you figure out what assistive technology and supplies that you'll need in your emergency kit. Let's say you have difficulty standing for long periods of time while showering. Including a small stool to use in the shelters might be very important. Personal assessment will help emergency managers know how they can help you in an emergency situation. When you know what you need and how you will need assistance, it allows you to tell emergency managers exactly how they can help you. This could be that your assistive technology is important to bring and why you'll need assistance with that in the shelter. Let's go through the personal assessment together. Remember, you can download the worksheets and the videos from Silk's website. Assistive technology. Question 1. Do you use any type of medical device, or a person to help you with the following situations? Using a bathroom, getting in and out of bed, to leave your house, to eat/fix a meal, to communicate, take or remember medication, or other. Remember, assistive technology is more than just an actual device. You will need to consider things such as, do you use something to help sit up or down? This can be as simple as something like the sink when you use the restroom. Do you have handrails in your bathroom? Do you use reminders to do certain bathroom activities, such as brushing your teeth? Do you have a ramp to get inside your house? And do you have handrails that you use when moving in and out? These are all questions that you should ask yourself when determining what type of assistive technology that you use. The next section on the Personal Assessment Worksheet is about service animals. Question 1. Do you have a service animal? Yes or no? Question 2. How does it help you? This question has 3 purposes. Number 1, it will help you determine what you will need for your service dog during an emergency. Number 2, what supports your service dog is used to you having around. And then number 3, will help you be able to tell emergency managers what exactly you and your service dog will need. Question number 3, do you have a doctor's note saying you need it? One of the biggest things that people lose in an emergency is important documentation. If you do not have a doctor's note, work on getting one to keep with your important documents. Emotional support animal. Question 1, do you have an emotional support animal? Yes or no? Question 2, how does it help? This question has 2 purposes. It will help you determine what you will need for your emotional support animal. 2, what support your emotional support animal is used to you having around. Question 3, do you have a doctor's note saying you need it? One of the biggest things that people lose in an emergency is important documentation. If you do not have a doctor's note, work on getting one to keep with your important documents. That was the front page of the Personal Assessment Worksheet. Let's now move on to the back page. Evacuation. Can you evacuate your house by yourself? Yes? No? Remember to think of possibilities that might happen in disaster. Can you evacuate if nobody is around to help? What about if your house entrance is blocked or gone? Will you need transportation? Yes? No? Remember, when answering this question, think of all the different possibilities. What if public bus systems might be out? What if your family only has one vehicle and someone is using it? What kind of assistance will you need? This is an open-ended question regarding evacuating. Think about when you get into transportation. Do you have someone there to help? Could you transfer from one vehicle to another, or do you need to stay in just one? What kind of transportation? This is another open-ended question. Do you need an accessible van? Are you used to certain types of vehicles because it provides supports? Could you do a one-time ride in a non-accessible vehicle for evacuation purposes? These are all different things you need to consider when filling out the evacuation portion of the personal assessment. Independent living. If you couldn't stay in your home or apartment, could you do the following without any help? A. Use the bathroom. Remember to think about what we discussed earlier in regards to assistive technology. B. Cook your own food. Ask yourself how you cook your food. Do you normally have it pre-made stuff? Do you cook it in a microwave? Do you cook it in an oven? All these are important because these things may not be available to you in an emergency. C. Transfer to or from your bed. Do you have someone help you? Do you have assistive technology that helps? Is this a nightstand next to your bed to help you have stability? Communication. Can you communicate with people outside of your friends, family, or staff without your assistive technology? Yes or no? When you're answering this question, ask yourself, how will you communicate under stress? If communicating under stress is super difficult for you, consider having pre-made sheets that will help you communicate. If you answer no to this question, can you use a pen and paper, or do you have your own communication picture book? Can you tell people what you need and or understand what they're telling you? Do you normally use an ASL interpreter or a communication device to help communicate with people you don't know? This is the end of the personal assessment video. Please watch the next step, emergency planning/communication plan, to continue working on being prepared.